Hey, what's up, you guys? I just wanted to voice my opinion on the upcoming Valentine's Day rideshare drivers strike. I've done videos on this before in the past when the rideshare drivers try to organize a strike, and my opinion of it is the same every time, and is that it doesn't work. You can't strike as an independent contractor. Not that many people, enough people participate. And the best that it can do is get a story in the media about the companies, slashing and slashing and slashing the pay since their existence. So, as a former rideshare driver with over 26,000 rides given, I can let you know that rides is a total ripoff. It's less than $1 a mile. It's not worth it. Like, I will never ever give another rideshare ride again. Um, I did 101,000 in 2020. 101,000 I was paid. 91,000 by Lyft, 10,000 by Uber, but I did 120,000 miles. So are you guys okay with less than $1 a mile? And that was back in 2020. It's worse now. So the rideshare professor and Uber Jeep AZ are big on this strike, and those guys are worthy of watching. Especially Uber Jeep AZ, he's got good opinions on rideshare. But now, the times that we're in right now, it's even more impossible to have enough people participate for it to affect the companies. Like, people are talking about, like, the Dara, whatever his name is, the CEO of Uber, trying to stop him from making his bonus, and there's no way that enough people will participate now with all the tens of thousands of fraudulent accounts that are out there. And don't think that the fraudulent accounts aren't on rideshare. They are big time. Like, if not more than the delivery or Spark or all the other delivery apps. There's massive people that are on it fraudulently. It's not their account. It's a leased bot account or a friend's account or just fully illegal, stolen from somebody else's identities account. And none of those guys are going to participate in any kind of strike. So it'll be impossible for it to affect the coverage for the customer, which is what you would want to try to scare these companies, is to have people that can't get rides for that day that you're participating in the strike. But that absolutely will not happen because of all the thousands upon thousands of fraudulent accounts on Uber and Lyft. So what I hope happens with rideshare is I hope that the government just finally steps in and forces them to become employers. And I don't want that with delivery right now, but I don't think I would mind it with delivery either. I would love for these greedy scumbags, company CEOs and all the higher ups that are making six figures, people that don't do nothing are making six figures off of these companies. I would love for all of them to just go out of business and their stock to go to zero, and all the investors get screwed over, and because they deserve it. They've been slashing the pay and finding that fine line of how far they can lower it before everybody naturally quits. And that's the only strikes that work are natural strikes. And when I was first doing rideshare back in 2015, I started with just Uber, but I was doing it on the side. I was a pest control guy, and we got 80% of the fare, and it was like $1.45, I think, when I started, and it dropped down to 95 cents, and I was like still barely willing to do it. And then they dropped it to 75 cents. And that was what they charged the customer, and we got 80% back then. When they dropped it to 75 cents, I quit because I had a full-time W-2 job, and I didn't have to do it. And I would be checking the app while I'm pest control in somebody's house in their backyard, and it was just bright orange. The whole Phoenix area, all the suburbs, everything was just bright orange all the time, and everybody quit doing it because it was such a ridiculous pay cut. And then they bumped it back up to 95 cents, and that's the only time I've ever seen them raise it. And they've been dropping it ever since. And they pulled that 80% deal from us, revoked that from us by forcing us to agree and not being able to log on. And that's how they get away with all these policy changes and the TOS. And you try to log on for your workday, and a thing pops up, and it's going to take you 2 hours to read it. So you just have to click that you agree to it, and so you can work and make your money that day. So that's how they've been getting away with all the massive pay cuts over the years. And I just hope that the threat of them being forced to treat us as employees actually happens. I mean, I would be glad for it to happen to all gig work and just go back to a W-2, just so they can be taught a huge lesson on how, what greed can do to you. Because all it is the corporate greed that is causing these, the strikes and the government to threaten to recategorize them as employers. So good luck to the people that are doing it, and I hope it gets media attention, because that can't hurt, getting media coverage. So check out the Rideshare Professor's videos on it. Check out Uber Jeep videos on it, especially if you are a rideshare driver. And that's coming up on Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. They're supposed to try to get everybody to stop giving rides for that day. So I'm sure it'll be, the same outcome as always. And especially with the massive thousands of fraudulent accounts that are out there right now, I'm sure it won't show a difference on the customers being able to get their rides for that day. But we'll see what happens. All right, that's it for now. We'll talk soon. Later.